Okay, once you get all of it shaded, the next step is we're going to add some really super cool patterns in the background. I have put a document on your Google Classroom that's got all the Zentangles on it. So you guys are welcome to use that paper. And that will probably give you some ideas on how to incorporate some of these patterns in the background. Now, something I want you to think about is that you want a good balance of black and white, like we discussed in our requirements. So what I'd like for you to do is don't do your patterns like right next to each other in rows. What happens if you don't have enough time to finish? It's best to pick one background to do and then skip and then do another background and then skip and then do another little pattern background and then skip. That way you've got a little bit of patterns everywhere instead of having maybe these two first rows completely finished and then nothing else, and that looks like it's incomplete. Do I want the entire background filled with Zentangles? Yes, I do. But depending on how fast you work, that might not be realistic. So either way, I think we can make it look really nice as long as you are kind of jumping around everywhere, okay? You guys are noticing that some of these patterns look darker than others. So this looks really dark, but this looks really light. So I would pick a variety of dark patterns, light patterns. This one to me almost looks like a middle value, like it doesn't look super dark, but it doesn't look super light. So I would pick a variety of dark and light patterns to put in everywhere, okay? This section is kind of dark, so I might just, you know what, before I move on, did you guys notice on the time-lapse video I actually kind of lightly drew in and shaded the grid lines a little bit inside the picture? I think that looks super cool because if we put all these patterns around everywhere, there'll be a reason why there's lines through it. So I'm just going to show you how to do a pattern real quick behind something. So maybe we'll do straight lines behind it and make it kind of look like it's kind of light. Mrs. Braun, you're not using your ruler. No, I'm not. I actually forgot to grab it. But if I go slow enough and it's such a small area, I might be able to get my lines fairly straight without a ruler. Some of you might not be able to do straight lines without a ruler, so you're really going to want to go grab a ruler to finish that. So that looks kind of cool. All right, let's jump around. So maybe I'll do one over here. This is a pretty dark edge, so what if I did like a lighter pattern over here, and maybe, I love circles. Let's do circles. Let's do circles. Let's do, and then maybe these circles need to be colored in. Maybe I'll color them in. Well, that looks kind of cool. Oop, that's not very straight, so we'll fix that. So you are going to go around and finish your squares, your boxes behind. Just make sure, this is kind of sloppy, so make sure that yours are a little bit more clean than mine. Let's see, how about doing one right here? Maybe that'll help you. Maybe this one could be, I like that curve one. Maybe I'll do curves in here. And you're only seeing part of the pattern because this box isn't a complete box. See, it's not a complete box because it's behind the rest. So that looks kind of cool, right? Maybe I'll jump over here and do this one next. This is kind of dark over here, so on this side, this is kind of dark on this side, so maybe I'll balance it out by putting a dark box over here. So I've got circles here. Maybe I'll do circles again, except this time, you know, what if I I don't want to color it too dark because I don't want this to, but maybe I'll shade this in like this. So that might be kind of a cool idea. I feel like you guys can finish this off pretty nicely if you keep bouncing around everywhere. Like I said, if you get the whole background finished with all of the boxes filled in, that would be pretty cool. If you're one of my faster workers, you probably would get it all finished. If you do not finish it, finish filling the background, I just would assume that you would have a pretty good variety filling the background to make it look like it's complete. So maybe 2 or 3 in each row spread out might actually look like a good finished piece.